10.2 Surface area of cylinders. Finding the surface area of a cylinder. So remember, this is just like surface area of a prism. It must have all square units. So it's going to be feet squared, yards squared, inches squared, and so on. When you find the lateral surface area, it's like finding the perimeter of the base. But remember, with circles, we don't call it perimeter. We call it the circumference. So it's the circumference. Remember, circumference is 2 pi r times the height. The height of the cylinder, or the distance between the two bases. Okay, so way back when we did circles, circumference is 2 pi r times the height of the prism. And then the total surface area is going to be the circumference times the height of the prism plus twice the area of the bases. Well, if you remember, twice the area of the bases is 2 pi r squared, or just pi r squared. So area of a circle is pi r squared, but we have two of them. So the way that we're going to write it is S equals 2 pi r h plus 2 pi r squared. So the circumference times the height of the cylinder plus the area of the circle times 2, because there are two circles. All right, let's try the first example. So it says find the lateral and total surface area of the cylinder. Okay, so we have the formula for lateral surface area. Lateral surface area, we can say, is S equals 2 pi r h. So if we substitute in, we're going to say 2 times pi times the radius, which is 4, times the height of the cylinder, which is 7. Okay, that's for the lateral. For the total, it is S equals 2 pi r h plus 2 pi r squared. So we have 2 times pi times 4 times 7 plus 2 times pi times 4 squared. This is for the lateral, this is for the total. Okay, now we're just going to substitute in. So we're going to say 2 times pi times 4 times 7. We're going to get, we're going to round to the nearest tenth, so 175.9. Okay, and this is in squared units, so feet squared. Okay, now I'm going to do this one. 2 times pi times 4 times 7 plus 2 times pi times 4 squared. Okay, and we have 276.5 feet squared. Okay, notice mine's off slightly because I used pi instead of 3.14. So it's just an approximation. All right, let's go to the next one. Okay, so first, step 1, write your formula. S equals 2 pi r h, the circumference of the circle times the height of the cylinder. Total, S equals 2 pi r h, plus twice the area of the base. And remember, the base is pi r squared. Okay, now we're going to substitute. Oh, but be careful, 7 is the diameter, so 7 divided by 2 is 3.5. So the radius is 3.5. Okay, so we're going to do 2 times pi times 3.5 times 5. Okay, then 2 times pi times 3.5 times 5 plus 2 times pi times 3.5 squared. Okay, we're going to substitute these in. 2 times pi times 3.5 times 5. Okay, and we're going to round to the nearest tenth. So 109.9, so that's going to be 110 actually. 110 feet squared. Okay, now let's do the other one. 2 times pi times 3.5 times 5 plus 2 times pi times 3.5 squared. Okay, so we have 186.9 feet squared. All right, flip it over to the back side. Okay, it says the can shown is 11 inches high and has a diameter of 9 inches. Be careful because it's talking about diameter. So we can do lateral. Lateral is 2 pi r h. Total is S equals 2 pi r h plus 2 pi r squared. Okay, so if we first find the radius, 9 divided by 2 is 4.5. All right, substitute in 2 times pi times 4.5 times 11. Okay, so let's 2 times pi times 4.5 times 11. Okay, we round to the nearest whole number, so we'll call that 311. And inches squared. That's the lateral. Okay, the total, 2 times pi times 4.5 times 11 plus 2 times pi times 4.5 squared. All right, 2 times pi times 4.5 times 11 plus 2 times pi times 4.5. Oopsie. Go back. Nope. Delete. Sorry. I need to delete it. Okay. Try that one more time. Dang it. There we go. Okay, 4.5 squared. Alright, so we get 438, and that's going to be inches squared. Okay, let's take a look at the last one. First step, write down the formula. So we have S equals 2 pi RH. S equals 2 pi RH plus 2 pi R squared. So this is the radius, so that's good. So we're going to say 2 times pi times 2 times 5. And then here we're going to say 2 times pi times 2 times 5 plus 2 times pi times 2 squared. Okay, so let's put all this in. 2 times pi times 2 times 5. We get rounded to the nearest tenth, so 62.8 inches squared. All right, this one, 2 times pi times 2 times 5 plus 2 times pi times 2 squared. All right, we get 87.9, but that rounds, so we get about 88 inches squared.